Well, I gotta get this image.
All right. Let's just give it some time for people to filter in. How's everybody
What's
been
up,
doing?
everybody?
It's been a while.
It has been a minute.
Yes.
Oh, look, I got an ad when I opened the stream.
Let me pull up the chat quickly.
I should pull up the stream real quick too. Yeah, I
welcome
probably
back,
should have got
everybody.
Bev.
I'm excited for this one. It's gonna be
Yeah, it's gonna be really good.
About.
This is gonna be a trip.
Get to laugh at ourselves.
Memory lane. Yeah, this is
feel like
this
we
is
don't
a
do,
true
like,
testament
do
of how shameless I guess we are with this because we're really just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
On my
We're just-
channel, like I feel like except for our streams, I'm always like really serious. So, like I think that the fact that we laugh on here is really good.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, that's what High Fashion Talk was saying as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was mentioning that.
Yeah, dude, that video was so sick.
That was great.
People, what's up?
That was so great. Why can't I find the stream? Oh, I'm done. Here it is.
I'm trying to find this graphic so hard.
Wait, what are you looking for?
The fashion depths of hell, but I'm trying to find it on my computer so I can just look at it.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I got it. I bet.
Are we live right now?
I think so.
What's up, Concrete Garden?
Site, of course.
Oh, we have 9 watching. Dope.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's
What's
quick.
up,
Yeah,
Io?
we're live right now.
Io's in the
Fashion
cut.
Archive. Yo,
The
Yeah,
fashion
that's dope.
archive is here. What's good?
that's
All right,
crazy.
you guys just want to dive right into it?
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
Who's he
so
watching?
today's stream, we're going to be kind of going through this thing called the Fashion Circles of Hell. Pretty sure it's been circulating on Reddit, if I'm not mistaken, for a while. And it's basically just like a generalization of the way people progress through different stages of fashion. And I think some parts of it are pretty accurate. Some parts could be changed. I think it changes over time as well.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
we're also each going to be pretty much sharing our personal style journeys, and that's pretty much just going to be the basis of this. I can pull up the
Yeah, you
picture,
gotta
right?
pull up the graphic.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys are seeing that?
Yeah,
Mhm.
there it is.
All right,
This
so
one. Yeah.
as right at the gate of hell, the first sort of what they call a vestibule is budget core, like TJ Maxx, JC Penney's, Kohl's, Target, and Walmart. This is like literally like trailer park style. Like
This is
Bro,
bottom of the
If
barrel.
you want to talk about people that are getting invested into personal style, this first step isn't really even a first step. It's just like making sure you have clothes on.
Yeah, that's like
yeah.
like your mom going out for you and getting you clothes.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah.
what it is.
Like
not
this
even
is-
that, just like I don't know, being clothed.
Yeah.
I think it's funny
I
that
think that the next thing to touch on is it says budget thrift core, but I feel as if mall brand almost falls directly after that because that's
Yo.
the next
Yeah.
step to take. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
Like, I feel as
I
if-
agree.
I feel as if generalization of like not so unique shopping is like the first step that you have after you're done with like parents personally shopping for you.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it's like the I'm different people that like end up wanting to go into thrift core from there, right?
Yeah, thrifting is trendy now, so that would make sense.
Yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
I mean, I think that's a good thing for like many different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
like, I've never had good thrift stores near me, so that's not something that's usually very like accessible to me. Yeah, it's usually just like local like high school merch and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
Don't-
accurate.
Don't ever
Nice.
sleep on your local shops. I had
No,
a
I go
Value
in all
Village
the
by
time.
us that absolutely sucks. It's a terrible Value Village, and I got an 04 Margiela coat for $20.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Stone
We've
said
never
that,
gotten
and
anything
thank-
good from
I
them before,
appreciate
but
you.
I went one time and I got an 04 Margiela coat.
I
Dude,
pulled a
all
Chrome
we have
Hearts
in my
too.
area is like a few Goodwills and then this like one train. It's literally a train cart full of like vintage stuff, and it's like
Oh, I've
That's
always
dope.
wanted to do the digging bins though. Those are cool.
Yeah.
dude. I have never gone in a digging bin. I just feel like I'd get like way too overwhelmed.
I could be pushy, so I think it would be okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like one shoe, and then you have to dig for the other shoe, and like that could take so long.
Oh yeah.
And then there's mall brands is pretty much like what I started with since I was little.
Yeah.
Always been shopping at Zoomies. Like I always wore like
Yes.
this
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and like
That's how
Oh.
everyone starts.
What was that brand with the panda? I was like obsessed with it. Was
Enjoy.
It Enjoy?
It's Enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
I
never
always
heard
Shout
of
out
wore
Louis Barlow, RIP band.
I was always buying Obey and then Empire skinny jeans.
Dude,
I was at
oh my
West
God.
49 every day.
West
I
49 and
don't know.
Ziggy's are like the same variation. if I'm
Yeah,
not-
I
yeah.
don't think. Do we even have? I don't have a West 49 anywhere around here. I've never heard of that.
I think it's
Really?
Canadian.
I've heard of
but,
West
I'm
49,
not
but
sure.
I've never worn a single thing from them. What I
They
used to
just
have a
carry
lot was
skate
like
brands
Neff.
as well.
So
Dad used to put me in like Neff and LRG. Like I vividly remember
Oh.
being like in elementary school with like the same LRG zip up that Kanye had. Like
Oh, the
It's
skull
crazy.
one. The red skull one.
bro.
Yeah.
I used to
Wow.
drip in Gap and Old Navy.
I
used
guess
to
because
be
you're a little bit
fresh.
older than us, Jacob. Like it works out in that way because LRG wasn't really like Christian and my era, I
Yeah.
guess, because
Yeah.
LRG was maybe like a few years before that.
Yeah, because I think the owner died like around
Yeah.
2000,
Yeah.
like early 2010. RIP.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's
LRG
crazy.
was more so your era. I
Dude,
think.
yeah.
That's crazy.
LRG was like Lil Wayne era. Like that's
Yeah.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah, we weren't really
Lil
into
Wayne
that, like,
early
moment.
Babe era.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I always would like pass the skate park, like going on a drive with my parents or something, and be like, you know what, I want to like look like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would just see
the
like I would see the
aesthetic.
Spitfire logo and like go in the mall and see the Spitfire logo, and I would just need it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love the sleaze bag like type aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? I just
Yeah.
thought it looked so cool being so relaxed. You know what I just feel like there wasn't any of that, especially with my family being like super like uptight and like formal and everything. And I was
Yeah.
just like, I love the difference and contrast between it. So skatecore is definitely like where I started style
It's
wise.
so funny.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I never have bought a single thing from like American Eagle, Abercrombie, Aeropostale, Hollister.
Never.
I have.
Never.
I think I got hand-me-downs from my cousin who was into that type of stuff, but I don't think I ever like went out of my way looking for it. I think skatecore was my first thing that I really leaned towards right after like mall brand or even
I
mall
always
brand
had to
shopping.
buy jeans at American Eagle because my legs are so long. It was the only place I fit.
Well, I would always pass the stores and like the smell of the cologne would just drive me away.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
That
so
boy smell, man.
strong. That's the shit that you smell like a mile away when you're like in
Mhm.
like in school.
Right.
You just know, that
When I
guy.
think of the mall, though, I think of like fast fashion. Like later down the road
Yeah.
is Urban Outfitters, Levi's, American Apparel, Zara,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Honestly,
See, I
think
feel as
fast
if that's
fashion
not
kind
really
of
mall
comes before
brand.
J.
That's
Crew and Gap. That
Yeah.
should be in mall.
mall brand itself though, I feel like has nothing really to do with fast fashion because fast fashion is like another tier down the line almost. Like it's like you have two divides in the road and then
Yeah.
you'd go thrift core or you'd go fast fashion. And then one
Okay.
would take you to the next path
I
from
guess
there,
so, yeah.
right? Like it's like fast
They're
fashion.
two different aesthetics almost.
Yeah, well, fast fashion would lead you towards being a hype beast, I guess, because you'd find out through like collaborations and everything. And then
Mhm.
thrift core would lead you to like other avenues and probably towards skate core and then from there to Supreme or it all ends up linking back. It's crazy to see how everyone's journey is more or less the same.
Yeah, it is. Everyone gets into Hypebeast type shit and then progress from there. Or some people stay there.
You know what's crazy? I just realized like right underneath Circle 3 they have Puma and Onitsuka. I don't know about if you guys like know what Onitsuka is, but that's like literally 1960s like Asics.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know how anybody
I've
would
never heard
know
of
what
that.
the fuck
I've never heard
Onitsuka
of it.
is.
My
Yeah,
dad
I've
used to
heard
have the Onitsuka Tigers. That's what they're called, right?
What? Wait, did
Yeah.
he have like the denim pair or were they like the yellow pair?
I don't know. He would just tell me about running track with them.
That's so crazy, dude.
But,
Those things are so sick.
Why is Lacoste and Burberry before Nike
Was
Air
just gonna
Force
say that.
Ones? That doesn't
Yeah,
make
That's
sense to me.
facts. That's
Trying to
weird.
throw that in there.
I feel like that's
That's
later
like
down the line.
mall.
I think that's like towards. Wow, this thing's actually really fucked up when you get into it. This is
Right.
super confusing.
I feel like it's pretty old.
Yeah, this feels a little old because, dude, I think Lacoste Burberry Diffusion is more like, let's see. Oh, they don't even have a.
More like around the area of like Diesel to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
that's
think
like
so.
after Diesel, it should be like Grailed for
Yeah.
I also said Air
below
Force One should be
$50
earlier.
on Grailed.
It's in Circle 3 for me, like fast fashion.
Mm.
Yeah,
I'd
I mean,
say.
I can see that.
I
It
don't know.
makes sense that they would put it next to Banana Republic, though. Lacoste is super like.
Yeah,
similar.
I feel as if that's like
It's true.
is that called faux riche? Yeah, okay, that makes sense for that circle.
Yeah.
Io said Lacoste is UK middle class dadcore.
Yeah,
Lacoste is
true.
expensive, man.
Yeah, Lacoste
Bro,
is so
Lacoste
pricey.
is so taxed.
It's like $100 for a polo sometimes. Like if you can get a custom one, it's stupid. And then you can go to the thrift and find them for $7. Like
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
know.
I remember when I like first started thrifting and I was like selling on Depop. Like I found a shit ton of them and I just flipped them
Yeah.
off for like literally retail. It was so funny.
for
You're selling
retail,
them? Like they were selling?
Yeah. Yeah.
who is buying a
Friction, you
Lacoste
gotta start
polo
doing.
off Depop?
I don't even know.
If
Dude,
you
these
look
are
good in
like,
clothes on Depop, they sell. Like that's the way Depop works. It's kind of crazy.
Well,
Bro,
looks
it's
like
like-
I'm becoming a Depop seller. Shit.
Kind of
Bro.
funny that they have Sperry in there, even like
yeah,
I feel
literally.
as
That's
if
like
Sperry's
it's
in that
like the
same Hollister
70s.
category.
it's like Vineyard Vines boys at my school that wear the Sperry's.
Well, Sperry's in the
Wow.
same like Polo, Ralph Lauren, Abercrombie, American Eagle aesthetic in my mind. It's like
Am I the
I guess
only
for
one
us
who doesn't
it's-
know what
for
shades
us
of
it's like
gray
Hockey
is?
Boys.
What?
Am I the only one who doesn't know what shades of gray is?
I'm not familiar either.
I don't know.
Shades
what that
of
is.
sorry.
Shades of
Shades
gray.
of
It's like
gray.
right underneath Norse Projects. I know what
Oh,
Norse Projects is, but I just don't
Yeah,
know what
I
shades
know.
of gray is.
I've heard of Norse projects, but I don't actually know what it is.
Yeah, Norse projects like Acne Studios, Rag and Bone, John Barbie. I guess Acne is
Yeah.
like a step beyond that still, but it's like I'm over the logo branding type of aesthetic. So I've moved on and progressed towards minimalism.
So
I
yeah,
think that's where I see it as.
Okay.
the entry level
Oak
street
NYC is sick. I kind of like some of their stuff.
Oak.
Yeah, Oak is nice.
Oak is nice.
The entry level streetwear was kind of a little bit later down the. Well, the brands they include in that are definitely way earlier for me. Like Supras, I used to wear the Supras like in elementary school, but like when I think of entry level streetwear, I guess yeah, that makes sense.
Dude, I used to wear the Chad Muska Supras because my dad showed me Chad Muska when I was little because he used to
That's so
skate.
dope.
And I think that's kind of where I got that relaxed like kind of style from. But dude, it took me
Yeah.
so long to get into that. Like I just recently got into that because I used to be like into the whole like I don't even know. Like I think it was Jaden Smith wearing like skinny jeans.
Oh
Back when I
yeah,
drove
God.
Karate Kid, and I thought that was so sick.
yeah. No, it's
I
like,
used to like have a birdhouse. I remember it vividly. It was birdhouse board. It was like that's all I would skate, and it had like these shitty little thunder trucks with like bad bearings.
Something I want to touch on is that it says right here, special note, just because you're going further down the depths of hell does not mean you're doing better.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just saw
Pretty
that
good
too.
thing to include.
yeah. Well,
That's
I think
facts.
that's a big
I didn't even
thing
see that.
That's a huge thing. I think there's so much like elitism within fashion. Obviously, there is within every community, but yeah, I feel as if like as you go further down the rabbit hole, it definitely makes you like less socially equitable as well. I mean, like
Yeah.
the better, or not the better, but like the further down the hellholes that I've gone, the less compliments I get on my outfits from high school people that I go to school with.
Yeah,
It's
right.
just the way it works.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, you're not dressing to fit in at that
It's
point.
like
I guess.
everybody
It's
gets
like
super
trying to dress to stand out, in a
intimidated. No
sense.
one's gonna realize that you're wearing Rick.
But yeah, it's not. It's just like, oh, that guy has like really weird like diaper shorts on.
Yeah.
Like that's
It's
what
more
like Rick
distinctive.
is, you know.
Diaper shorts.
You poop
Yeah,
your pants.
But
Oh no. Uh-oh. I think I made a poo-poo.
But yeah, the entire like circles of hell like shouldn't be looked upon as something where it's like, oh, I'm progressing and like I'm becoming like elite in fashion, or like because you're spending more money, it doesn't mean your outfit's better. That's why I've always hated the like how much is your outfit, or like the like
Oh my god.
you know what I'm saying? I just don't really I've never been behind that, because the ideals of consumerism are just progressed even more forward upon people now, and by presenting videos like that, it just pushes it even more upon everybody to try and be like, this is why you should be dressing like this because it impresses people, and that's kind of
Yeah. No, you
Yeah.
should just dress how you like. It doesn't matter how much it costs. It really
Any
doesn't.
interest that you have should always be just for you. Like, there's no reason why you shouldn't need to impress people.
Yeah, exactly.
And like,
If it
I'm
doesn't
even
matter.
still faulty for
Probably
that
not.
because
But at the same time, I feel like a lot of people are turned away from like kind of spending money on more expensive things because people tell them like things like that. Like, don't buy expensive clothes just because you think it's like kind of superior. Some people think like, oh, I have to buy like cheaper clothes now. Or
No,
like
it's just,
they're turned away from
Yeah.
it.
if I like
Just buy whatever
something,
you want.
I spend a lot on it. If I don't like something, like I'm not going to push myself to be a consumer in that sense because other people like it, regardless of what the price is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's things that I do like, and then I end up holding off on them because the price is ridiculous. So I'm not falling into being a consumer at that point, even though I could be buying it. But it's just knowing what you're capable of doing and then not going beyond your means in order to just impress people.
Exactly. And it's also, I think, a threshold of what exactly you're buying. Because you can completely buy something from a very like renowned brand. You can get something from Louis Vuitton and still not understand what you're buying.
No, not at all.
There's a lot of places that you could go to, like, for example, Jacob Petzer. His shit's extremely expensive, but it's thoroughly well made. Like his dead stock fabric, like cardigan, like Jackson, we were just talking about that. Like, there's a reason why it's so expensive.
Yeah, and people were complaining about the price points being ridiculous. I thoroughly remember that, but I understand why the prices are like that.
Exactly. It's like the same reason why I charge so much for like my stuff, because it's like,
you mill in Japan, do you not? And then you have your production in the United States. Like, that's an expensive process, and
it's also the amount of time that you're putting into it as well. You're essentially paying yourself by the hour. So if you were doing that, it'd be way, way, way more expensive. So
and it's so
you gotta take that
easy
into
to
account.
just like, and I like even that's an extremely good point, because even then it's so easy to just straight up desensitize the value of what you're buying.
Of course,
just because it's a big brand, so people automatically hear like, oh fuck it, I'll buy this Gucci top because it's $1,000. Yeah, all the business with this, like, it's crazy.
It's like the Balenciaga shirt. Like, you're not buying it because there's two shirts on a shirt. You're buying it because it has $1,500, and it's the status symbol.
That
that
wasn't for that reason though. Like, that was
it. It was.
We talked about that being a campaign.
No. I mean, as the consumer, you're not buying it because you're like, yo, this is cool. You're buying this because it's like, oh my god, I want to look like I spent $1,500 on a shirt.
I mean, if that's what you're going for.
I think for a lot of people, that's like a necessary stage though, to realize like, that you need to, like, some people I feel like need to actually do that and buy and spend a lot of money on like big name brands to
I did that. So I fully did.
Yeah.
I've never done that. I just
can't
bring myself to spend it.
I remember spending like going and buying just like so much like stuff that was ridiculous, and I was like justifying it to myself, and I was just like, oh, like this will be like, you know, I'm starting high school, or, you know, I wanted to look and fit in. But I guess and then now that's led me to like some extreme cheapskate type consumer habits. Where I think I probably
and that shit's sick. I love being cheap, except for the fact that I can't be cheap because
I spend like probably like less than $20 a month myself on fashion, but like it's because I have the page and that's all like funded through that, right? So I get consultation in and out, but I'm just saying,
it's literally a write-off.
Before it was being a consumer, and no justification behind why I was buying a pair of like up tempos for like $300 because I seen someone on Instagram with them.
Or your SLP ring.
Yeah, I had an SLP ring that I spent a ridiculous amount of money on.
So ugly.
It was terrible looking.
But style is all about self-expression, and that's something you can't buy.
Yeah,
that's an extent to self-expression.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I feel like, okay, let me reread that. Or let's see, where did it say? The style is all about self-expression, and that's something you can't buy. I agree that it's something you can't buy, but I don't think, for what the topic that we were on, I don't think that expensive brands are something that you can really express. Like that, like I get you can like be the face of a brand, but what's the point to where you're actually expressing yourself now? I feel like you're just becoming a billboard to like the image of what they want you to be rather than what you want it to be.
Well, that's
I
the thing with
understand
like
that.
branded T-shirts. You know what I mean? Whereas you like have a logo directly on a shirt. Jackson and I were talking about it a little while ago. I mean, it was like if you watch any film from the 70s, from the 80s, and even like the early 90s, or no, probably 70s and 80s, there's absolutely no branding exterior wise on a shirt.
Yeah.
Like there's none. It's people just wearing plain items, and they could be luxury branded, but they're not showing
Most of the time
it.
they probably were.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, it's just not something that was attractive back then. But I guess as we've moved into this like consumer culture where it's like, I'll never forget the moment that we were in grad for grade 8, and I think we were talking about suits, and then I said how much I spent on my one, and someone was like, "That's it? Well, I spent like this amount," and everyone just went off, and they were talking about like how much they spent on their suits, and we're proud of the fact that they spent maybe double or triple what I spent on it. And I was just
Yeah.
like, at that point, it was like the click in my head that I was like, this is kind of weird that like consumerism has gotten to a point of where people are bragging about the fact that they've paid 2 or 3 times as much for an item. It's
Yeah.
We're in a point of hyper consumerism at this point where everybody just wants to outspend everybody. It seems.
Yeah.
Which is honestly pathetic in a way. Because it's like if you look cool with what you're wearing, it shouldn't matter how much you spent on it. If you look cool, then you look cool. If you're comfortable in it, you're comfortable in it. End of story. It doesn't matter if you spend however much. It's just that's it. It's aesthetics.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it.
Okay, want to continue with the actual image?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we got way off track.
No.
Yeah.
It's
That
good
was
though.
good. That was good though.
Okay, so dadcore, hashtag menswear and OG prep.
Oh, we're on the second page.
Are we talking like wide crop trousers and like Doc Marten derbies with like a Uniqlo trench coat type thing?
Oh my god, wait,
Maybe
what the
just
fuck was his
like-
name? Oh, he was on dude, this is like Slide Days. What was his name? Margiela Boy?
I don't know. I definitely remember seeing like fits like that though. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Dude, like the Korean style.
Yeah. Fisherman beanie, like turtleneck with like a overcoat and then like wide cut.
That's what I think of. That's what I think of for sure.
Yeah,
that's definitely what I'd think of. And then you definitely remember when we had like everybody like with the Martine Rose Air Monarchs, like Air Monarchs just like made like this huge resurgence for like a couple months. Yeah.
The ones with like bumps on them.
Well, yeah, but then like people were buying the regular ones anyways.
Oh. And then they made like more different like colorways of the regular ones too.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, like the dadcore thing totally started. I think a lot of people give credit to the Triple S, but I think the real credit's due with the Oswego.
Yeah.
If we want to talk about like dad shoes, bringing back like chunky shoe silhouette. And then I guess it just stemmed off from there because like wide cut trousers were like in at the time, and those pairs.
I feel like Yeezy did a lot for dadcore as well with like the 700s and stuff like that. They are bulky ass shoes, and they got a lot of flack for that. Yeah, a lot of flack.
Somebody said branding is somewhat a contradiction to style self-expression. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I disagree with that. Branding's just literally you saying, like, as opposed to expressing yourself in the means that you'd like to express yourself with just clothing and like unbranded pieces. Now you're just letting the brand talk for you and like consume the outfit itself.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what?
That's true.
Is that what like? Am I touching on that in the right way?
Yeah, I think so. It was a very confusing thing for me. I didn't totally understand it, but I think you got it.
And then also somebody said Margiela Boy, yes, please let me know your takes on him. Do you guys know who that is? I'm not familiar. I don't know.
Margiela Boy is just like that time in fashion where everybody was like cropped suits, like like watered, just like high water everything, like big ass shoes, nice socks.
shoes.
No, that was like I was like always the collared shirt under the crew neck or like the knit sweater.
Exactly.
Oh, I don't like
that.
that.
Like without the e-boy chain like we're doing now, you know?
I can't do the e-boy thing. I just can't. I hate it so much.
We'll touch on that later, I think.
There's a lot wrong with this little graph thing here. Like I'm just looking around. There's a lot that could.
It's probably
be
just
changed.
someone that did it through like their progression and like a bunch of people that they know. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. There's just different ways that you can formulate it.
Yeah,
I guess so. I guess you got a point there. It's just I don't know. the order seems very weird. And if you're like ranking in ways that you usually see in terms of like mainstream to like CCP and like where you're just like that guy, I don't agree with it. But I don't know. Maybe you're right.
Well, real streetwear, quote unquote, early Supreme acronyms. How do you say what
double taps?
Double
Double
taps?
taps, yeah.
Oh shit, that makes sense. Bape, neighborhood, and non-native. I feel like a little bit of that.
Non-native, I don't think a lot of people got into that specifically being in like real street. And then acronym as well is like, I think acronym was way more into techwear than like what real street is. And I think people find out about acronym like way later down the line, especially with the more technical fabricated pieces now. So that's in my mind a little bit further down.
I also think that
widespread
real streetwear consists more of, I would agree, early Supreme, definitely W taps, Bape, neighborhood, non-native. I don't know about that.
Pre-2006
Yeah, pre-2006 Bape, and definitely good. What is their name? Is it Good Hood? No, it's not Good Hood. That's let
me think.
Good Enough.
Yeah, Good Enough.
Yeah, Good Enough. Stussy.
Stussy's a great fit there. They've definitely.
Stussy for sure.
Is Stussy even mentioned on here?
I don't think so, but I think that they could put that either in skate core, depending on how you find it. Like if you find Stussy in that point of where it's like, mall brand type, but then you can get further. It's the same thing with Supreme in a sense. I mean, you can get into the generic stuff and then eventually find a reappreciation for it as you get into the older stuff again. So
exactly,
that's true.
Okay, then right about the same level as that is APC Acne, and then like mainline Burberry.
Yeah. Okay.
That makes sense.
Through that.
That makes sense.
I went the other way around, I think.
After like the whole real streetwear. I loved the Acne denim at that point.
Yeah, I had a pair of Max Rock Classics that I loved. I wore those.
I had a pair of raw APCs, and I wanted to get a pair of threes because I remember Kais had a pair of like Kais Omar had like some denim that he would wear with his pants.
I used to watch him religiously.
Just like
high fashion talk in the house. What's up?
Oh shit!
Yo, what's up?
Yo,
Continue.
I don't know if I'd put Burberry with Acne. I don't know how I feel about
like
that.
More. I see Burberry now more as a loud brand that's like looking towards just like being one of those Gucci, LV type looks where it's more like flex type brand as opposed to what it was. But I mean, if you're looking at Burberry as like a heritage wear type brand, I could see it fitting in that same bubble.
Yeah. Somebody said, I wonder why you're even bothering analyzing a meme. I think we should talk on
interesting.
I mean, I feel like this one's kind of important to talk about just because of the basis of it. I feel like a lot of people like sometimes feel ashamed for going through different phases, like Hypebeast phases or things that they no longer think are cool or other people think are cool. And I think doing something like this is important to show people that like other people go through similar progressions.
Yeah.
Not like we're not saying that all of this is right. Obviously, we're disagreeing with a lot of this chart. Yeah. And it's not simply just talking about the meme. It's talking about sort of the progression that everybody goes through in one way or another.
Yeah, it showcases your progression and growth as a person because your style evolves with you. So there's nothing wrong with looking through it. I mean, it's just cool. It's a dope thing. I like this meme. I think that it's dope.
Yeah.
Well, as opposed to progressing and then like shunning someone for being at the same phase that you once were, that's kind of stupid because like at one point you were probably in maybe circle 1, circle 2, and now you're in like circle 5, per se, right? But by shunning someone, you're just making it worse for them. Why not lend a hand and offer someone new takes on things and get them further along the circle if they'd like to?
Exactly.
That's true. I feel like you need to be shunned a little bit though.
I feel like everyone
needs a little bit.
Tell someone they bricked a
You just
fit,
gotta let them in their
place.
You just gotta put them in their place every once in a while.
Yeah.
Telling someone they bricked a fit is the best way to constructively criticize someone into like looking to dress, not to dress differently, but like to come up with different combinations. You know what I'm saying?
Their style.
Like, it's okay
you can always grow.
Yo, this is Brick. Christian
Yeah.
BUI. It's-
Like that's
Um,
okay.
We have some more comments that I want to save for a little bit later, but
Sure.
yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on that. That's why I wanted to talk about this, is just because it's something like, I'm not saying that this is accurate or that like you have to put yourself in this box or anything like that, because I totally don't think that's true. But I think it's important to just like let people know that it's okay to go through different things like this, and don't let people tell you otherwise.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Be into,
Everyone's
like,
got to go
multiple
through it
of
at
these
one point.
brands. It's like so easy to think that there's stages, but honestly, like after a while, you just tend to like realize that everything is already accumulated. You just learn to adapt to what you have. And if
That's
that means
true.
that you have Supreme, but you also have Paul Harden, then where are you
Well-
in that meme? Because it's
Well,
just
yeah,
like
you don't have to go through every direct step either. You can skip
Exactly.
steps. You can go back. You can go forward. It's fine. Like,
yeah,
Yeah, this
Like,
doesn't
there's
even have
nothing
to
wrong
apply
with
to
it.
anyone. It can just be like, I don't know, it's just something fun to talk about.
yeah.
Yeah, true.
All right. What's next?
Luxury.
Luxury menswear.
Yeah, Barney's, Bergdorf Goodman.
wow,
I never shopped at Barney's a single time.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't.
Are they closed now? They're closed now, right?
They
Yeah,
are?
they're closed now.
Yeah.
Dude, I
that
used to
sucks.
hang out
I
in
heard
Barney's
sales are really
all the
good.
time.
I heard
Barney's
I've
is, like,
never
my
been
spot.
in it. Barney's used to be like really expensive stuff, didn't it? I don't
Barney's
know. I
was
was never
like-
in there.
Well, they were a
They had, like,
retailer,
their
but they also
namesake
had their own
stuff.
branding.
And then they had like a lot of like older brands. Like I mean not older brands, but like they had some heritage brands. Like they had Comme des Garçons.
Yeah.
They had like Rig.
Mhm.
Oh shit.
miss it.
Okay.
I think this one's a little more niche, and I don't know how much people really went through this end. Maybe it's more
Yeah.
popular in the UK. I think. I don't know. Not
Yeah,
100%.
Laura
I
Piana
never-
for sure. Laura Piana
Yeah.
for sure is a UK thing.
Yeah,
I never
this
touched
is-
any of those brands.
This
Dude.
isn't.
Laura
Eddie.
was like you're in your 40s, you have like a steady Roth IRA that
Yeah.
you pull out of every once in a while, but you also own like a Fortune 500 company.
Mhm.
Like, dude, you can't not have like $1 million plus in your bank account and like not
No.
own Laura.
Laura Piana is literally like show up to your business meeting in absolutely like beautifully cut garments, but at the same time they're just so simple that you'd never expect them to be. I think
Dude, I
that
think Laura-
the knit piece
Laura
that I
is
had
like the
retailed over
rich-
$3,000
Jesus.
for just
Laura
the
was
knit
literally
button.
the rich man, the rich UK man's Visvim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We have
That's a great way of
36
looking
people
at
on this stream, bro. I think that's our record.
Wow.
up?
There's how
Guys.
many people?
36.
Hey,
Oh wow.
20 more, bro. 20
But you
more
said
and
six. I
man.
was
Wait,
like,
Alex, do you still stand by your claim that if we ever get 100 people in here, you're going to shave your head on live?
Why not?
Ah,
Yeah.
yo, wait.
right.
Honestly, how about this? 500 views. I'm like in 500 while we're live, and we all have to shave our heads.
Oh my god, bro.
That's a pretty. That's a
500 though.
milestone.
It's brute, but it has to
Bro.
be 500.
My dad shaved his head and the hair never came back, bro. I don't know if I could take that
What?
risk. Bro, he's
I've
just
been
bald
buzz-
now.
I've been
He's
buzz
just-
cutting my whole life except for the past like 2 years. I really don't think this is that challenging for me if I do it.
Yeah, well,
Post
you're
the
like,
buzz cut
oh,
picture.
oh my god. I don't know if I can.
Dude,
I'd
Sarah
have to. If
always, like,
everyone was
messes
doing
with
it, I'd
me.
have to.
Yeah,
Whenever
I'd
she would
stand
cut my
by
hair.
my bet of 100. Why not?
Oh my god.
All right,
500
so-
people though. That's a lot.
Now we're getting into the nitty gritty, the independent and avant-garde. First up there is undercover. Do you guys think that's accurate? I think it's changed. I think it's changed since this has been made.
Yeah, I think that if we want to talk about discovering Japanese streetwear, number
think
9
it'd
is
be
the
in
first thing
Japanese
that comes to my mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
with the
rich.
whole Ian Connor
Yeah.
thing, wearing like what was it, like the School of Visual Arts print. I think that number
Yeah.
9 is definitely first, because if you're just coming out of like the real streetwear type stuff, I think that you're gonna know who Ian
It's a
Connor
really
is.
similar blend. I don't think it's that far from where the apple falls, I guess. I mean, you're literally just wearing, for the most part, when you're thinking number 9, you're just thinking graphic t-shirts and hoodies with distressing, nice tones. I mean, if you want to look into runway number 9, that's why it's a lot further down the line, because
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
stuff is beautiful.
it sucks that that's what you think of
Yeah.
now. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
ever
it's
since the
just
brand was sold, it's just not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just what you end up seeing, right? I mean, number 9 in itself is mainly just graphic screen printed pieces when you think of like the actual just consumerism side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what's really sad because number 9 is I mean, you can't claim that it was a good brand because it still is. But the only problem is that after we sold it, it ended up turning into what is now Helmet and what is now Babe. Like
That's true.
it's
Yeah.
all kind of like the same now.
And
But
then
I
right
don't-
undercover is the Antwerp
my
6.
phone doesn't die on me.
I
I
don't
like
I
the
don't
Antwerp
agree with it.
6. I like the Antwerp 6 is like I don't even know.
I feel like the Antwerp 6 is further down the line. I mean, I knew about the Antwerp 6 earlier than like the whole Japanese thing because Alex taught me about it, but I feel like it's way further down than than before. Like number 9 is below it. That doesn't make sense to me.
High fashion.
It's not close to Rick, in my opinion, at all.
I saw that comment, Jackson.
High Fashion Talk said when he was in Paris with Ian and Bloody, they were shouting around the apartment, "I'm the reason you wear number 9."
That's fair.
Damn, that's a flex to even say.
Wow.
That's so
Okay,
crazy.
hold up. I wanna mention something. I don't know if this is dirty or not, but someone mentioned, oh God, what did you say? Because that was actually a pretty hot take. Fran Klexel said something, but I can't even. Wow, you're actually kind of
It
lucky. I
says
can't remember what you said.
message retracted.
Yeah, he deleted
Yeah.
it.
What did he
Yeah.
say?
Where did you say,
It was-
bro? Bring it back.
Bro, oh my God,
I didn't
wow,
even see it.
you're so lucky. My memory's so shit. It was actually a very hot take. Oh, he said, where they said that number 9 is more than just a t-shirt brand.
Oh,
is.
of course it is. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
at
yeah.
the
More
same
than
time,
the
like,
printed
he's back.
t-shirts.
He
That's
said
a
it again.
very good take.
No,
Which
it
is-
totally is.
yeah,
Yeah.
but what you see on the mainstream, I mean, we've gotten to the point of where like TikTok fashion has like started to become. Sorry, my camera's shaking. Started to become like almost to the point of where it's progressing into that phase of Japanese streetwear. You know, like everyone's gone so far down like the circles that like you've gotten to that point of where it's like mainstream people are wearing number 9 type stuff.
That's
But
true.
it's definitely easier to get into the graphic stuff, like I was saying with t-shirts and hoodies. But there's obviously like everything from when number 9 was like originated. Miyashita's work up until 2009 was like beautiful when it came to runway. The presentation was fantastic, and like the references are great too. So
the references are extremely strong with number 9.
Yeah.
Like it is his strong suit.
They're so vivid. Like
It's
Yeah,
all
I mean,
it's all like punk
recognize
rock.
at least a few staples within something previous to like 2005 to 9.
Well, yeah,
like,
I mean, number 9's like a lot of the runway pieces themselves are literal reincarnations with number 9 branding, like substituted into the patterns, like subtly blended into there of Kurt Cobain wardrobe, of like Paul McCartney wardrobe, of you know what I mean? I mean, there was a lot of reference to American artists.
To mind for me is like the red and black striped sweater, like the mohair sweater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the Kurt Cobain. I forget what concert that was, but yeah, I remember.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain is insane.
My friend.
Well, the reference to Kurt Cobain goes through.
My friend has the mohair.
When you go from Junior Watanabe and you go to number 9, even if you want to look at Saint Laurent, but I guess that's more so referencing Sédationnels, but I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like Junior was kind of referencing Sédationnels as well, though.
Yeah,
kind
more or
of.
less.
I mean,
you could say it was both, really. There's no right or wrong.
Yeah, number 9 is, I don't know, they get a bad rep now, but if you actually look into the archives, it's crazy. Some of the work that he does, even it was Takahiro Miyashita that was number 9, right? I just want to make sure that's right. Yeah, so Takahiro, it's the subtle things that he did, like the subtle references, the music in like the concert, or not the concerts, the runways, like for I think it was 2006 or 8, one of them, it all referenced like Kurt Cobain and Axl Rose, and it was a Nirvana song playing in the background. It's all the little things that Takahiro just specialized in that made everything feel so much more personal.
Yeah.
I think that's what was so good about him.
Sure.
And then next up is the big boss, Rick. I feel like just because of how crazy Rick has gotten, maybe it should be a little bit higher up.
Yeah, it's gotten.
There's
I
so
haven't
much
even
hype on
dove
Rick
into
now.
Rick.
I
There's so
mean,
much hype.
like even people who aren't into fashion, like they'll see like Ramones and recognize them now, which is really weird.
Which is
Yeah,
actually
that's
funny
good.
that you say that, because my boss literally, like, I like, for those who don't know, I started a new job, but one of my like high up managers from like Denmark like came through one day and was just like, Rick Owens? It's like,
Really?
what? Like, and yeah.
That's
so
so
funny.
funny.
I was just wearing my Rick and he was like, Rick Owens? I was like, oh yeah, sweet.
That's
It's
so
crazy.
dope.
It's so funny that like people are like so conscious of Rick now.
Rick is
That's
just
the
growing
last person I'd
exponentially.
ever expect.
Yeah.
Ezra said, "Can you please legit check these Ramones?"
They have a weird star on the side, but I think they're good.
Oh boy. Should I pull out the cooked Ramones? Oh,
Yes.
take his time.
And then
But Ramones are still going for more than what the like 9 out of 10 conditions one were last year, just to put things in scale, guys.
Oh,
So crazy.
no.
Oh my.
Yeah,
Yeah,
damn.
Oh,
Be-
no.
They're not too bad.
Bro, what? You see this?
They're not.
The
you
heels
could-
on those literally look like someone.
See?
made them.
The suede is non-existent, bro.
Okay, maybe they're a little bad.
They're cooked.
I'm
Whoever
trying to be a
has
little
these before me,
optimistic
you
here.
are terrible.
God.
and then next up is Boris Bijan-Saberi, which is interesting to me. I feel like
That's
that may-
way further down in my mind.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
extremely further down. If your next step is number 9, you are tripping.
Yeah, number 9, then stepping into BBJ, like I don't see that
That's
at all.
heavy. That's
Such a
heavy.
big step. I feel like that's
I
way
think-
further down.
Swap helmet with number 9 and put. Oh my god.
Swap number 9 with BBJ at the very least,
Yeah. Just because.
because everything from
I
that
don't know.
point onwards is pretty like insane to the point of whoa, they have the soloist at like the bottom. That's crazy.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that
God.
after. We'll work our way down, but I don't think that belongs there at all.
No.
No way at all.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
how about
90s
this?
helmet. 90s helmet makes sense where it is.
That's
I think
where
people
I am
start off with
out now.
I think that's
that
that's
makes
probably
sense.
where you're at.
I was gonna say swap Japan Underground with like number 9, but I guess that kind of makes. I guess that's in the same page, to be honest.
Yeah,
I feel
underground Japanese stuff is like definitely being pushed more to the forefront now, I think, as well, though.
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
facts.
I feel like once you
Everybody
get
has
into-
Squatch Fabric jeans or like at least the t-shirt. They probably have the Supreme collab, if anything.
Oh yeah. I
They
feel like
don't
once
even
you
know
get into vintage helmet, like that has one of the most like longevity out of a lot of these. Just because
Well, yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
you can be a 40-year-old man wearing vintage helmet, and no one's gonna question anything if they're not into fashion.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Helmet's one of my favorite designers. It's just, I don't know. There's the way that he creates garments is just, it's timeless. It's just gorgeous, always. So,
Yeah,
Someone
did.
said they bet the Ricks smell like Parmesan.
Oh my god.
Ew,
Oh, that
why are
apple
you
is
right
so
though?
down.
11 out of 10
Eli.
condition on grilled.
You're not
And then Truly Wrecked is in there. I'm surprised like he's right below.
Well, when you look at everything else that's beneath it, there really isn't much that you can say is like against that. You know what I'm saying? There's not
Yeah.
much further. Like everything else
Honestly-
further than that is really far.
I think Emma Bleu should be. I think that should be in place of Boris, and then
Yeah.
it should be.
I don't think a lot of people get into MA though. Like it's a very, very niche thing. It's almost like, is it Dep Tea or is it Deep Tea? I don't know how to say it.
Deep tea.
Deep Tea? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Deep Tea is definitely like within that same realm. I don't think that it's in there, but yeah.
Honestly, I want to get to the soloist because that's kind of bothering me now. That
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
annoying.
The soloist is like, it's basically,
Hmm.
I think I talked about this before, but it's number 9, but it's really just with a different label on it, and it's more free.
It's
I
more of
almost
his
more technical.
expression label.
I'm not overly impressed with the soloist in a sense that like it's that far beyond. I understand the reason why Miyashita took a break between number 9 and then progressed to the soloist, because he definitely has more control, being like the head of his own brand as opposed to like a massive label that he has to control. It's a lot less work for him to deal with. He's able to create garments that he's more appreciative of. But the differences between number 9 and the soloist aren't enough in my mind that like I can distinguish them as like two completely different brands. They're the same, because more or less in my mind.
You notice now that it's so much more technical. A lot of this shit is like, honestly, I would want to maybe compare it to like a light acronym kind of of some of the pieces, at least a few.
Yeah,
light acronym. Like
the closure methods on a lot of it is really fancy. I mean, they have a lot of different like buttonings and like everything that I'm like, oh, that was like a lot different than what I'm used to seeing. So it makes me appreciate the smaller details. But that comes with being funded from making, I think, over 200 million per year off number 9.
Yeah,
in gross
crazy.
Sales. I think I remember.
That is so much money.
High Fashion Talk said, does anyone know what year this was made? I think it was early last year, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not
sure. For which piece?
Just this whole
graphic.
Oh yeah, I think it was last year. I think Avery put it together. So hats off to Avery. Oh no, Avery, New York Times did it. Sorry, and then Avery talked about it, and Avery was the first person to talk about it.
That was like 2018, right?
2 years ago. I'd say
there's one for 2018. Yeah, where do you fit? On Reddit.
Yeah, I think it started in New York Times. I'm not
and
sure.
Then this is kind of off topic, but somebody asked, how the hell do I wear the no insoles in my ground cover boots?
Oh my God, Nate, you're something else, bro.
What?
I know him.
I don't know. At first, it was like pretty uncomfortable, but after a couple wears, it broke in.
You wear no insoles in them?
Yes, because they're a little small, and I didn't want to have to go through the process of exchanging them.
Yeah, wear thick socks.
My my feet are done growing, so I just figured might as well.
Yeah,
that's fair. They said, I swear this is way older. No, I don't know. The latest the oldest I can find is from 2 years ago. So I don't know.
Yeah, there might be updated versions. This is probably just like a reinvented version of it. The concept of the circles of hell has been around since I think like 14 or 1500s with just different levels. This originated with different levels of sin. For those who don't.
That alone, if we really want to get into it,
So I guess in a sense, like it's ironic that we're saying like this is like a sin to continue to progress down the line, because it's just, I don't know, you're just digging yourself deeper down the hellhole because it's more socially depriving once you get further down.
At the end here, I don't even know half these labels. Like, there's a lot that I am just completely lost on.
I know Lumen, and I know
most of these, but there's a few that I don't think I've heard of Jeffrey B. Small before.
I've heard of Jeffrey B. Small. I'm surprised Skellington isn't in here.
Is Jeffrey B. Small like cottagecore type wear as well?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It's literally kind of like Deep Tea is not really cottagecore.
Deep Tea is more just like classic menswear tailoring, but like in a CCP-esque way.
Yeah.
Like just beautiful construction and like different stitch patterns that you're not used to seeing, and then it's all about like the way it's built.
There's something at the bottom. I don't know if it's a word or something, but it looks like it's blurred out.
I think that's the part where it says like you've entered hell.
No.
Probably.
And then CCP at the bottom. I think that's the most logical answer, but
it's debatable, Lil Taka's out here wearing CCP now, so it's kind of getting a little more.
Is he actually?
Yeah, he's wearing
he is. He literally.
Y'all see that picture of Lil Taka in the white CCP jeans? I think he had like some Air Forces with him and stuff too. Yeah.
Where would you guys put chrome hearts on this?
Easy.
Chrome
hearts. Overlock stitching. What you know about this?
Chrome hearts, when you talk about the generic side of it, definitely like within that probably where number 9 and like undercover-ish is.
Yeah.
That's
what isn't the generic side of chrome hearts at this point though? Isn't everything generic?
Honestly, I think everything except for the furniture.
Well, when you want to talk about like toilet plunger and stuff like that too, then that's really getting into like the
that's really getting into it.
I'm surprised
it was so deep. It's so weird.
I'm really surprised Raph isn't on here. I don't know why.
Well, that's in Avant-garde and Independent, so that's where that would fall.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I think CCP as a whole, though, like aside from like the whole little Tekka joke, like CCP's actually just gotten a lot more exposure, and I think that CCP's just become like grail worthy for a lot of people.
Definitely.
I feel that the end of the circle should make it so it's like no one wants to buy this except for you type of like, not from the point of an elitism standard, but from the point of where it's just like you're that unique because you're that far down it. So I think CCP is more shifted upwards in my mind, probably about where like It's Really Wrecked, Lost and Found, like all that type of stuff is. And then I'd probably put like the Jeffrey B. Small, like It's Really Wrecked, Paul Harden, and then that like at the end of the circle in my mind.
There's a lot of people like underestimate these like Chinese avant-garde art like designers, but there's a few that this like, one girl on Instagram, I think her at is like mannequin or something, because she just poses in like the clothing that she gets from her like boutique. So crazy. There's so many good like. Oh yeah.
The name of the brand, it's Ding something. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Ding.
I forget which one. There's Wu Young Mi is really good. I like
Wu Young Mi is amazing.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of some more like Eastern.
Someone said I feel like CCP is too mainstream to be on the bottom.
Yeah, that's exactly
how it is.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I guess.
It just got overexposed because of the memes, and then from there, like people like look more into it. And I mean, memes are a great way for people to like look more into brands. It's true as it sounds. You want to know more.
Yeah, you learn a lot too.
You know who belongs at the very bottom? Or research of a lapsing.
I have not heard of that.
I have no idea who that is.
Dude, it's incredible. Like,
what is it?
A research of a lapsing. Like they have the most low-key presence, but
I'm not sure. I'll have to look into it when I'm done with the live stream.
Gorgeous women's wear. It's so beautiful.
That is crazy.
Dude, like, as an example.
Yeah, Fashion Archive just name dropped some amazing brands.
Could you read out some of the stuff he said?
Oh yeah, I can't pronounce any of these, but they're crazy.
Ding Yun Zhang,
I've heard some of them.
Uma Wang, Ziggy Chen, and Shu Shu Tong.
I haven't heard a lot of those, to be honest, but I'm definitely going to have to look into them. Yeah, there's a lot of labels that deserve more credit than what's due. I mean, a lot of what we see is just purely based off the fact that people are interested in it. So the stuff that isn't on here that could be progressively further than this, like maybe the hellholes extend past this, but it's just that stuff is so underground at this point that we haven't even heard of it yet, right? So
it's so hellhole that nobody even knows about it.
Yeah, don't think that this is the end of the circles. Is the end of like the physical like realm of it from what you can see here, but this isn't an updated version either, and there's so much more that you can explore.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, Alex, he literally said it. That was the first thing he said. Ding Yu Zhang.
Yeah, that's the one that I was trying to say. They made really cool items. It reminded me a lot of, I think Craig Green, like what's it called? The Montclair Genius collection with Craig Green reminded me of that. I think they did like pillowed helmets. So all the models were wearing like these like inflated style like helmets and everything. I think I remember seeing that before. It was amazing. Yeah, it was really well crafted. I like their stuff.
Nate just said, what's your favorite piece?
Let's do that later. Something I want to touch on.
We'll do that later.
Yeah, something I want to touch on is that this is sort of a cycle, and we've talked about this before a little bit, but it kind of just comes back to vintage for a lot of people.
Yes.
Yeah,
just
that's
like
true.
You gotta get tired of something at some point. I feel like a lot of people go through the phase after this of just like hating fashion or like anti the idea of fashion and go back into the vintage core and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, vintage is so cool because nobody else has it. I feel like that's a big thing about it.
And it's like something that you can always tweak yourself because
you
can always build off of what someone else has already worn. And it's crazy because that's someone else's story and you owning it now, you can just work your life into that piece however long managed to keep it. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I love
That's
about
true.
like the sentimental aspect of owning a vintage garment. It's always great.
And just like extending the lifespan of like a garment, like instead of having it go somewhere like in the landfills or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I mean,
like
the
adding your
expansion
own.
of that is important. I mean, I think that Jackson, you and I were looking at it, and I think we said less than 3 to 4 wears per garment.
Yeah.
Is what we were talking about. It's so crazy to think that like your average piece of clothing gets worn 3 to 4 times and then either donated or like thrown out. That's ridiculous to think that lifespans are that short. Yeah.
For the average consumer, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if
that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
HFT said may have an interview with Ding on the way. That's crazy.
That's big.
That is insane.
I would love to tune into that. That sounds fantastic.
So yeah,
I can't relate to that at all, honestly. Like, I don't think I've ever really related to that. I've always had to wear my clothes because, obviously, like, I'm not just gonna get new clothes every fucking week. It's like, I think I just started doing that, like, getting new clothes. Like, once high school started, I was buying my own clothes, and I never really got to get rid of any of my stuff. And if I did, I was selling it. So
yeah, exactly. I don't remember the last time that I just like threw something out. It's always I'm buying with sustainability in mind. So it's changed a lot.
But yeah, that's the fashion circles of men's fashion hell. Not all encompassing, but there are definitely some things to think about with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
We could talk about pretty much whatever now. If you guys have questions in the chat or basically anything, we'd love to answer some things.
Yeah, just throw them in.
Somebody asked about
continue.
our favorite piece. Do you guys want to do that or what?
Sure.
I'm down.
You got a dono, bro.
What?
That's my friend.
$1.
Jose. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, donations are still like obviously we're still taking donations. It's up to you guys whether or not you still are able to, or if you feel this is the time for you to really donate. It's up to you, really.
Yeah.
There's still a lot to be done, so just don't forget we're still fighting for something bigger than this.
Exactly. What are the reactions of locals at your school to fashion today?
This is great.
All my friends hate my clothes. All of them.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I feel like they hate it deep inside, but don't say anything just because they don't want to be mean or anything. But
oh no, I catch all the flack.
Yeah,
I can't wear shit. I can't wear shit.
People at school, I just don't. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to it, honestly. I kind of like when I was at school, I kind of just put my headphones in, walk from class to class, and just mind my own business. But
that's fair.
I don't know. At this point,
I used to get
like crazy. Talk to a lot of people, they wouldn't like it or anything. But yeah, I don't know.
I used to get punked like crazy. Like I remember I got a pair of like Rick denim one year, and they were extremely tight. And someone was just like, but like I could obviously move it. I'm like, dude, I wasn't like struggling to breathe. And dude was just like, hey, yo, can your dick breathe? And I was just like, I don't know, you're gonna find out. It was just like, like, okay, thanks, man. Like,
no,
petty shit like that.
I used to get clowned so much more for it, but I mean, I never really cared. But now that they see like I'm making money off this shit, I feel like there's way more respect for it now.
Yeah,
it's completely different now.
That's really
and I'm
weird.
way more confident in it.
Yeah, like, it's just about how you portray yourself in it.
Like if how you carry yourself.
Your head low and you just walk through the halls wearing whatever you feel like. I mean, you're probably more likely to get picked on for what you're wearing. But if you hold your head high with it and you just, I don't know, you go about your activities like you usually would, or like you have that like extended that's what fashion should do for you. I mean, you should feel better wearing the nicer clothes that you have or whatever, not nicer clothes, whatever you think is your favorite thing. Yeah. If you don't feel better in that, then I don't know what would make you feel better. But yeah, I think with my personal experience being at school, definitely like no guys aside from like my extremely like close friend group is complimenting like the fits. Sometimes I have people come up to me and ask me how much my outfit is, and then I usually just like I'm like
Enough.
Yeah. Because like people know that I sell stuff, so like they assume that stuff is usually expensive. So which usually isn't the case either. I'll be like, yeah, I got like a $20 outfit on today.
That's crazy. They're just like, what?
Now I got a
Yeah.
$2 donation.
Well, then
from
it's-
Jose.
Gamer
Sorry, what's up?
status.
Gamer status, bruh.
Someone said, who out of all of you guys are still in high school? Everyone is,
All of
right?
us.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
wait, no,
well-
sorry, Jacob's out.
Oh, you graduated
Sorry.
this year, didn't you?
Yeah, I graduated last year. When did I graduate? I don't even remember. I don't
You're
remember.
19. You graduated 2 years ago, or you're
There
out.
you go.
There we go. There we go.
I know. I got
Fuck
you.
high school. I'm out of
Yeah.
that. We're out of that.
Yeah, I'm in grade 12. Christian's going into grade 11. Jackson's going
Yeah.
into grade 12, and Jacob is first full year out of high school.
Oh yeah,
Living the
Sarah had
dream.
to correct me. Thanks, boo.
2019. We still got
Um,
35 watching. Wow. That's really
Dude, this is
that's
like the
great.
heaviest carry. How long have we been on for?
1 hour.
Just an hour.
Wow.
Yeah,
This
like
might
someone
actually
said-
be our
still staying
longest
with it.
episode too.
HFT said, are you all planning on a career in fashion? Yes, I am.
Yes, 100%.
I think everyone is.
Yeah, I'm already kind of halfway there. I'm only 2 months forward.
Yeah, Jacob's on his way.
Yeah.
Oh my God, another $2 donut.
Oh my
Oh
god,
my God.
bro, Jose, this man's Mr. Beast.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Mr.
Jackson, do you plan on going into fashion journalism if you can, right?
Yeah, I mean, if that doesn't work out, then probably like more advertising and marketing. I know that's kind of like an antithesis of that, but
Yeah.
You can
I
still do
plan
something
on going
like that.
into advertising and marketing if I'm not already capable of doing what I'm doing right now with the page full time. And if I am capable of doing that, then that would be fantastic as well. I'm on my way towards getting to that point, hopefully, where I can make a full-time living off of literally just selling clothing.
It's
Which
crazy
we-
to say, eh?
Yeah.
That is crazy to say. I like many try and many fail because
Yeah.
it's just they don't
Oh,
know where
yeah.
to begin.
The
I
hardest
started-
part is starting, I swear.
I started with $2.25 on a Coach belt that I bought at a thrift store.
wow.
Like, it's just where it takes you, I guess, right? And how much you want to put in time-wise.
It's true. I started
what
with an
other
Acme
fashion
beanie.
YouTubers- What other fashion YouTubers do we watch, and what do we think the community needs? I am going to type some out right now in the chat so you guys can go subscribe to all of them.
My
Oh my
God.
Another $2.
Thank you, Jose.
Dude, wow.
I
That actually
consume
makes
a lot
me
of stuff
extremely
like
happy.
that, so.
We should have been taking more donations recently.
Yes. Next time. we can-
First one is
Yeah.
First one is the Fashion Archive IO. I don't know if he's still in here, but he's been commenting throughout the stream. He's
Yeah.
what the community needs, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I mean,
Hands
Yeah.
down, one of the best, if not the best, fashion YouTuber right now in my mind.
Yeah,
I was
agree.
so lucky to find you, honestly. When I needed to, you find certain like things like for information. I don't even know how to word it. It's just great. Dude's a
Well,
great guy.
the perspective that the Fashion Archive has on things because of his marketing background and like advertising background is really interesting to me because that's the field that I want to
Exactly.
get into as well. So
Mhm.
you never really see like the financial side of like brands themselves. And I think the last video that he did touching on like brands and like why creative directors like can't always run brands in the sense that like, or like why creative directors sometimes can ruin brands was really great
Yeah.
because it's not something that people think of. And like if Virgil was to like kill LV, it's not, just primarily his fault. Not using him specifically as an example. It could be anyone, but I'm just saying like, it's not the sole creative director's fault. It's a lot of different people. That was a great perspective. I thought that video was fantastic.
and yeah,
So-
he actually has a magazine coming out soon.
Oh, wow.
Stay tuned for that.
That's dope. That's
Yeah, he's gonna
crazy.
be showcasing some like up and coming artists, so it's gonna be really cool.
Oh,
Another
that's so dope. That's so dope
Yeah.
to show the spotlight.
Another one is
Oh, yeah.
Carson. Carson's been on this channel before. He has the meme page, Meme Saint Laurent, but he makes some really good serious videos about designers, just very quick sort of summary and introduction to a lot of different designers, and you get a good idea of them from the way he explains everything, and it's really good. So him, shout out to Carson, much love. And then another one, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but Michael Tandy. Have you guys
Yeah,
heard
he's
of
great too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, He's amazing. He did a recent video about cotton fabrics and the insides and outs of pretty much the sustainable aspects of cotton, which was really cool.
That was fantastic. That was a super long video too. That was great.
Yeah. And then Brave New Wear, shout out to him. He's really nice, very enthusiastic and funny. Christian's dope. And then Day Jones, who's also been commenting not on this one but in past ones. Day Jones, she deserves a lot more recognition. Only has almost 300 subscribers, and I think she deserves a lot more. Just her whole energy and demeanor is really sort of
we need more women's wear fashion figures. Like Kaylee's the only person that I could really think of before that was like into the more like avant-garde-ish image. I don't want to put any labels on anything, but like I'm just saying, like we didn't really have a ton of representation in women's wear before with like avant-garde-esque fashion. It's so cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's facts.
But I think that's something that we all need, because we don't. Fashion itself is presumed as a women's hobby. Thing, but it's so overrun by by males. It's like kind of funny that it's just men. We need more
men's fashion as an entire culture. I think I looked into it before statistically is progressing. I think they said 33 times faster than women's wear right now, but it's 7 times smaller. Yeah.
That's big.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really big. That's a very big margin.
When you just think of like men's fashion as a whole and you look at anything before the early 2000s, if you want to talk about it, it was men's fashion is gay. That's the way that it was perceived.
That's true.
Like,
that's very
the
true.
only way that it was looked at. And then you have figures that were making men's fashion revolution. They were revolutionizing men's fashion by just becoming like icons in the scene. I mean, you had, I think, Kurt Cobain's dress that he wore in, I think was it the Heart-Shaped Box concert or Heart-Shaped Box? Like,
yeah, it was Heart-Shaped Box.
I think and then it's being auctioned off by Kerwin Frost right now.
Yeah,
and like that's just like something that men's fashion doesn't just have to be men's fashion. And then at the same time, like the progression of it from being perceived as gay is now like completely different. It's men's fashion is like, oh, like you don't like care about how you look as a man, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like,
now fashion is cool.
Yeah,
if you're not dressing, then what are you doing?
Yeah,
I feel like
there are so many good comments in the chat.
There's some shit that really just got me. Yo,
I still feel like as a general statement, men kind of have a thing that's like you're not supposed to care about how you look.
Yes.
Well, that's
the
why
traditional man
like
doesn't care.
That's why
PAQ lost relevancy after I was a judge. Fucking go off.
Yeah, that's such a comment.
Fuck
Oh my
PAQ.
god.
Oh my god. Damn.
There's one comment that I really want to touch on though. It says, "Do you guys still watch Bliss Foster?"
No.
I don't
really want to talk too much about that, honestly.
Let's not talk about that.
No, that's on no.
I'm sure everybody already knows the situation.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It is sad.
We'll leave it. We'll just leave it.
We doesn't need that.
Yep.
PAQ used to be great before every video was a sponsored one. I don't know. Their stuff was kind of just like mind numbing to me. Like if I was bored or like just didn't know what else to watch, but still wanted to watch something like in the sort of context of fashion, that would just
I think that's the way they have the women's wear PAQ thing as well. I think that's still going. I think PAQ is more just something that I watched in a sense that it's like I hadn't seen any other fashion content that was like that, so that immediately pulled me in. And then I think the fact that all the videos started to become like you just run out of like concepts to start doing. Like it's like dress like a skater, dress like a this era, dress like a that, and then you just
it got boring.
Like, it does get boring. I just thought that like the sustainable like longevity of a channel like that would be really hard unless you're putting out a certain type of content that's not repeatable, but to the point of where you're able to create something that isn't the same work over and over again while being slightly altered, because it just gets to be that every episode looks the same in a sense.
Yeah, and
that's true.
Have you guys heard of the whole scandal with the company that owned PAQ?
No, I haven't heard of
What?
any of
No.
that.
They were like, okay, so it's called Kyra. They owned
Hmm.
several different shows, not all in fashion, but like different people that were just like YouTubers and would come together and create a show like that. And apparently they were really like neglectful to a lot of their clients. And I forgot what there was a show with 3 girls who did fashion content, I think.
Yeah.
And they like needed mental health help or whatever, and they would not help with it. They didn't pay them shit. They were just really like a horrible company to them.
Well, remember at the end when Danny was taking breaks and then so was Shaq?
That was all because of their issues with the company.
Wow.
For real,
I just kind
damn.
of like connected the dots on that. That's crazy. Yeah, I never had a problem with the guys on the cast as part of like why I didn't like the show. It was just the content was very off-putting because it was
No, I
all
loved their
repetitive.
personalities.
Yeah, the people themselves never any problems with like who they were and what they were about.
Yeah.
Someone
That's
said a
true.
really big comment. They said, why does the fashion community favor the oversaturation of one element / brand while simultaneously bash another? For example, everyone is rocking Air Force Ones. It's played out, but it's considered okay. Whereas something like Chrome Hearts or workwear is looked down upon for being a trend or hypebeast. That's a really good
The
question.
difference between staples and the difference between like
That's true.
classic and timeless pieces that are like not so much trendy anymore. You
Yeah,
get
the Air
past
Force
that
One
point,
silhouette, it's just
you
always
get
going
past
to be
that
there.
point of trend and you become statement as opposed to like a trend. So yeah, I think that something like an Air Force One or like even like Vans old schools, or if you just look at like general aesthetics as well, like you're never going to 90s aesthetic won't ever be not cool in my mind. There's so much different variations of it, right? I mean, there's just
true.
different things that you can look at and be like, that's a timeless or staple-esque classic type thing, whereas there's trends that die out quickly. More so fads, if you want to look at the marketing side of it. Like if you know the difference between a fad and a trend, like the trend graph is more so like a gradual progression, whereas a fad's just a straight triangle because you're here and it's like up, down, and then the trend itself is, or the fad is over, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So that would
Like
be the
I
best
guess
way
right
to
now
look
we could talk about sustainability being a fad, because honestly,
at it.
that's
Yeah. I mean,
hope it's not.
I really hope it's not.
it's really
should
just a
be.
marketing ploy at this point.
Yeah, I know.
Is.
It
That's
is
the
a lot
shameful part about it.
That's pathetic.
It's a trivial thing, but
that's why I think it, like, if you really, really, really want to be sustainable, you pretty much like you have to shop secondhand.
Actually, do you want to talk about what you just did for a month, and I can talk about my system of buying as well, so we can look into sustainable options, because your one was great.
I mean, yeah, so like for July, I just decided I was kind of bored with the state of what I was buying and everything. Not necessarily bored, but it was just getting kind of tiring, and I don't know. I felt like I needed a month to like kind of reevaluate everything. So I pretty much deleted Grailed, got rid of all my like tabs that would be related to buying anything, and I just sort of sat with what I had, and there were a lot of benefits to it. I just had like a chance to sort of reflect on like if I am over consuming something, which I don't think I'm too bad, because I don't buy stuff like super frequently anymore anyways. But yeah, I reflected on like what I really like and what I might not like that I already own, and I sold off a few things. And I got into other things like other than fashion. I started collecting plants. I think like it's so cool and affordable, and like having something that grows is just really like rewarding in a way. So I got into that. And I also learned a lot more about fashion. Like I just have been, when I wasn't buying something and so caught up in like going on Grailed and scrolling for however long, I noticed I was just doing a lot more research and learning a lot more and getting a lot more value out of fashion itself, as opposed to just buying all the time.
Of course.
That's good.
Yeah, it's such a great consumer mindset.
I was going to make a video about that, but I think it's better to just like touch on it quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's great for
good.
other people to see someone like you that has a platform that's not purchasing clothes, and people like you were talking about in your high fashion talk interview, not being a consumer whereas like the entire market space is developed towards being a consumer. It's such a good influence for you to be someone that's usually like a YouTuber is like, oh, pickups videos, and then you're just talking about like, I didn't buy anything for a month, you know?
Yeah.
It totally.
I feel like it's really hard. I mean, I could be wrong, but being a fashion YouTuber, I feel like it is hard to find content ideas, and the fact that you're kind of going out of the box is completely, it's revolutionary. You're changing the game, and I think that's really good.
Thank you, bro.
100%. You mentioned like, oh my bad.
It's just tough. Yeah, it's tough to like decide on one thing for me because, like I said, I was gonna do a video about that. I sat down to film it, and then I realized like, I really can't. I don't have enough to talk about to make it a full video.
Yeah.
And I just ended up feeling like it would be better to just touch on it quickly in something like this.
No, I feel like if you're not doing in-depth analysis, then it's really difficult to find those specific things. And you're getting into in-depth analysis, which I think is really, really good direction for you.
I think we can all agree that Jackson is one YouTuber that we all need.
What'd you say?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We need you, bro. Like,
yeah.
For the community. You're good for the community.
Yeah, you're good for the community.
Thank you. I hope so. I mean, eventually. Right now, I've obviously not done much, but like I'm really trying to just have more value in what I make.
But it is
it's quality over quantity.
Coming fast, and like you
for
see
real.
the changes with like all the stuff that you're doing. I mean, you've done a couple interviews now. You've like built connections with different people. It's all coming really fast. So
yeah, it's all part of the process.
Thank you. So we're at about 1:20. Do you want to keep going, or are you guys ready to?
Is there any other stuff that we should answer? If not, then I think we're okay.
HFT just said, do you think there's a need for fashion news on YouTube? I think that there is.
I think so, yeah.
I think we need to stray away.
Diet Prada.
Yeah, we need to stray away from Diet Prada. We
I think that a channel that would just have like direct information where it's like they can shoot a bunch of headlines at you and get little descriptions would do so well. Because with Diet Prada and stuff, like I find myself like it's hard to read those like 5 paragraphs or whatever it is. Like I can't, like I just can't read it. So, and I just don't care enough to sit there for 5 minutes and read the whole thing. So I feel like if a YouTuber could just sit down and just be like, yo, boom, 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 this is what's going on. This is your overview for the week. I would watch that.
That's cool. Yeah. Jay, I'm not sure who you are, but I really appreciate the kind words.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, favorite movies. Somebody asked that. Let's touch on a couple more things, and then
you made me watch Her. That was a beautiful movie.
I can't watch.
I really loved that. That was fantastic.
Dad.
Favorite movies? Fuck, dude. I haven't watched a movie in so long.
I can't watch. My attention span just says no. I just can't.
ADHD is a bit.
I
don't even have ADHD.
I have ADHD. That shit's so crucial, bro. I've been just watching anime. Like I just got back into anime. Like I started 2 anime right now. I haven't even gotten on the 4th episode, and I'm waiting for this other episode to come out. I'm a mess.
I can't watch TV either. I can only watch YouTube. That's my only.
Okay, to answer your question, some of my favorite movies, kind of all over the place. Interstellar is one. If you haven't seen that, it definitely changes the way you think every time you watch it. If you don't have a long attention span, it's hard to watch. It's even hard to watch for me because it's so confusing. But once you like realize the whole basis of it, it's really just like changes the way you think about things. The Lighthouse, another recent one that I really loved. Just the stylistic aspect and the screenwriting and the acting and everything about it was just amazing. And then some classics. I really like the space movies, so 2001, one of my favorites as well. A lot of these are ones that I've just watched like recently. Trying to think of another one that's like up there. Hereditary. I like the horror stuff. A24 does some really good horror stuff.
I'm such a bitch when it comes to horror. I can't do it.
What?
Yeah.
It's so scary to me.
Dude, if you haven't seen Hereditary, oh my god.
No, I can't. I got scared on Poltergeist.
I saw bits and pieces of Hereditary, and I really love A24. The Witch is one of my favorite. The Witch is one of my favorite movies. That's one of my favorite movies ever. The Witch. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
I think for what I like, Dead Poet Society. I think my dad showed me that when I was really young. That was good. Her is actually probably one of my favorite movies now, if I'm being honest.
Really?
That was fantastic. Yeah, I remember you recommending that before I even like talked to you or anything, and I was like, oh, I'll check that one out. That's a really great movie. What was another one? I think Fight Club definitely has to be one of my favorites too. It's like everybody's favorite, I guess, but yeah, you can't really go wrong with the fact that like there's not a lot of movies that represent like male struggle as opposed to like female struggle in that sense. And it's not saying
that's true.
Like, it's not saying that like females like there's definitely like just more representation because like the emotional click between men and being like in touch with their emotions just isn't something that gets portrayed a lot, and like the identity loss and like being like a part of a culture and like being consumed with just 9 to 5 and everything. Like it was so cool to see that like someone was able to put that into film.
Yeah, it's dope. All right.
I think
we're 1 hour 20 minutes in. This has been the most consistent like viewership. Like we have 33 people watching right now. This is awesome.
A lot of these
like,
people are most likely. A lot of these people are most likely newer subscribers. So I really appreciate you all for tuning in. We're still gonna try to do these bi-weekly, but a lot of us are getting busy with school and jobs and things like that.
Yeah.
I just got my first official job today, so that's starting next week. I'm gonna see what the schedule is like for that. Uploads should still be hopefully weekly or bi-weekly, and then this should still hopefully, we're just probably gonna pick a random day a lot of the time and just decide to do one of these because I cannot let this die off. It's been one of my favorite things in a long.
I love this so much. It's so fun.
This is
just
great.
hearing everyone's opinions is great.
Yeah, dude, interacting with everybody and forming connections has been like my favorite part of all this.
Oh yeah, I've met so many people off this.
Well, all right.
My favorite part of the month.
You guys have any final thoughts?
Someone said, will it be uploaded? Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna stay up.
As always, we always have them.
And all of our tags are here.
I think just the last thing to close off with again is just touching on the menswear circles not being a progression forward and meaning that you're doing better. Just one more time to touch on that. Yeah, I just wanted to like figure that we should leave that message with everybody that if you progress further down the circles of menswear fashion hell, it's not just a progression forward necessarily. Think about like what you're doing and why you're doing it and if you really enjoy it.
Just wear what you want and be comfortable. Sometimes you got to be uncomfortable, experiment, be yourself, do whatever you want. You got it. It's fashion. It's fashion. It's expression. You can't go wrong.
Thank you, Io. Thank you, Iolo. Thank you, Young Alpaca. All you guys. I really appreciate it.
Everyone.
We'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you again. Peace.
We love you.
See ya. Are we?
Don't leave yet.